Howdy, howdy, everybody. This is Passion Theory, and welcome once again to Momotype. I think this might be the last run-through that we do, but I'm not sure how many times it changes. We'll just see. If it goes on for more than 10 episodes, I'm going to put it on its own Let's Play. Otherwise, it's going to stay on my short game Let's Play. Alright, let's do this. A dust storm, lead in the air. You're in a desert-like area. The sound of your thoughts bang on the hollow mold of your head. You will break it if it doesn't stop. The last time, you hear a voice say. Okay, so it seems like this is the last time we can play through. You're awake. Your memories are in an incipient state, like the portions of bacteria which brought life to a lifeless earth. It only takes some time for the catalyst to appear. You hear the jingle. You remember. You see the Imitado Corp logo. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. The brows of the lab head, cleanly plucked, are furrowed. Our agents were told to interfere after a certain point. When we noticed that change in your vitals, we gave the order. She seems apologetic. I can't imagine how taxing this is for you. She puts her hands together. It's okay if you feel tired. We'll provide you with any psychotherapeutic treatment at no cost to yourself. She turns her head, not wanting to look at you. None of this is fair, but I'm not going to mince my words. We need the data. There is a stone in your torso that has descended through your leg, past the palatal artery, and finally into your feet. You are stuck. What? That doesn't sound like you could survive it. She looks straight at you. Your compensation, your safety, everything is guaranteed. She points to the code on the screen. The monotype can't harm you. At least fatally. This is by design. He's just an AI. She sighs. It'll be over soon. You're doing more for us than you could ever possibly know. And we do appreciate it. Genuinely. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again. Like me, the player, yes. Me, the character who's gone through all this, no. At least they're gonna pay for my therapy, I guess. Momo has returned home. You thought he was gone for good, but he's back. Great news! Turn it over. Momo is so cute. I feel like it's like every time we do it, it's like they're like brainwashing us to like Momo more. It's like it's only tried to kill us twice. Keep it? He's my little buddy. Of course I will. You take the creature inside. Please love them for the best results. Or don't. It's your decision. Love and kisses! Imitado Corp. Just slightly different. You decide it's time for bed.
It's tough living. I think it's the greatest challenge anyone could face. It's already such a lonely experience. You may not believe it, but I understand, Perrin. I really do.
You hear shuffling by your bed. You wake up to see what is moving. The monotype is by your feet.
Perrin?
Momo is staring at you, same as last time.
Do you love me?
I do love the little Momo. All this time, it really wasn't his fault. He's like a child, and He's like a 2-year-old that someone gave a kitchen knife and then had a tantrum and stabbed somebody. They made this little thing like way too strong, like, and his AI is just not capable of dealing with all of this nonsense. It's not his fault. It is the company's fault. They need sued, I swear. Okay. I love Momo to absolute bits. Yay! You grab Momo and throw him in the air. It's a new day, a new you. A moment passes. Momo's stomach begins grumbling. Head to the hallway.
Momo really loves benches.
Momo hums the Imitato Corp jingle, and when you look at him, he continues, happily. Oh, maybe he's happy this time. Maybe he's a happy little Momo this time. And remember, I will go back and do all the choices we didn't take at the end. You don't know how many pancakes you've made at this point.
Pancakes, pancakes, we all love pancakes.
Play with Momo.
Don't drop me, parent.
Momo is laughing. You drop Momo, same as last time.
Parent, I understand if you're tired. Could we play again?
We're gonna continue. You resume chucking Momo into the air. At some point, his body smashes into the ceiling.
Thank you, parent.
You're my favorite parent. Momo has hopped off. You lay crumpled on the floor. Momo looks like a plush doll. He lays like a pile of goo. You've decided to pet him, but to your surprise, his body is soft. Momo is relaxed. That's different. In the theater of Momo's mind, he is thinking about you.
We're all thinking about you.
It's not creepy at all. It's a new day. I think this is going through much faster, so I'll probably be able to put all of this third run through onto one episode, but we'll find out. Head to the hallway.
Momo always keeps hearing about some bunker. Momo's already visited. It's pretty rad. They have their own pool. Not much food, though.
Momo pauses.
It smells like food right now. That's why I love living here.
Head to the kitchen. Momo has not decided what to eat. You want him to try new foods. Oh, we'll give him a cigarettes this time. Why not? And this is the same.
Momo would like to watch television. Momo believes their show is on.
Which program do we turn into? Oh, we're just going to go in the same order. We're going to watch Planet Hippo, Dragon's Fear, and then a new sheriff in town. Let's watch Planet Hippo. What's going on with Tom, the Hippo Man? This is a documentary. A ring of men sit around each other in plastic chairs. The light is low, but the entrance, which has been propped open, brings a soft glow into the room. It has stayed open for the past hour. So, Charles, how do you feel when you get these urges? The man looks up to the ceiling and blows some air out. He looks at the ground for a few seconds, then begins to give his response. He stutters at first. I don't know. Out of control? It's the worst part because I convinced myself that I couldn't do anything about it. It's very hard, Charles. The man in the chair looks with sympathetic eyes. I completely understand. Charles continues. Sometimes I'd put a whole stick of butter into my wife's food. Soon it became 2 stacks, then 3. It gave me a rush. Charles wipes his face. But then afterwards, when she found out, she'd feel betrayed, and I'd sit there like a knob. I kept doing it, and well, here I am, alone. The man talking to Charles is Ted, the man from down under. Oh, well, I could have, if I would have known that, I would have not given him, like, the therapist voice. I would have tried with the Australian voice. Charles, you are not, I can't do an Australian voice, so it doesn't matter. I'll keep doing the therapist voice. Charles, you are not alone. The key in all of this is whether or not you act on your thoughts. And everyone here, Ted gestures to the other men in the room, struggles with that every day. We're with you, Charles. Through all your struggles, we're all trying to be better. Charles nods his head. Ted continues, my kid is going to college soon. It took years, but she's finally willing to talk to me again. I'm doing it for her. She's the reason I keep going. God bless. The men continue talking in the low light. Alright, let's going on Dragon Sphere. And I will try not to call Vegeta Vegeta this time. Vegeta stands over Artichoke's dead body. He has finally surpassed his rival. A tear falls from his eye. In the cold wind that sweeps the wasteland, there is no sound.
All of this for what, Artichoke? What has this all been for?
For 2 weeks straight, Vegeta sits by Artichoke's body. He does not move a muscle. By the 14th day, he wipes his eyes for the last time and stands with limp legs. Vegeta has taken his place as the strongest in the universe, but he feels as if he's lost something greater. A new sheriff in town. Sheriff Dudley is on the side of the road. He is dead from liver failure.
All that drinking!
Oh, that was it? Okay. After watching TV, you decide it's time for bed. Oh, I was right! He was gonna be a cowboy this time! He's got a mustache. Okay. In the theater of Momo's mind, they are a sheriff. He admires Sheriff Dudley for his consistency. For Momo, their vision has collapsed on this image. It is all they are currently dreaming of.
There's a bunker in southwest Weibo City. Very safe, well guarded. A paradise. Can I see you there, Flint?
For some reason, Momo is talking to you in your dreams again and again. Momo has woken up excited.
Will we try something new? He asks.
Here we go. We're gonna play. There's gonna be something to do with cowboys. Oh my god, he's so cute. Momo has the hat of Sheriff Dudley. It's a lost item from your childhood days. Regretfully, you've still kept it. Why do you keep saying regretfully? Like, that stuff is fun to keep. And again, if I was cosplaying, like you said at the beginning, that I was cosplayer, I might have a cowboy hat, just saying. I mean, I was born in Texas, so I usually have a cowboy hat somewhere. Give me my Oh, hang on. He's being Dudley, right? Give me my alcohol, son. I don't know. Play along. That whiskey ain't gonna pour itself on the rocks, please. Momo, to really fit the role of Sheriff Dudley, takes a swig from an imaginary glass. This tastes terrible, but you know, it just might work. Now, where's my dear Charlene and Lena? Oh no, they're gone! After a few hours of play, you pat Momo on their head. Go to bed.
It's boring without you, parent. Can you come see me, please? Pretty, please?
Congratulations! Momo has evolved. They have grown a snake tail.
I look like a snake.
Momo pauses for an inordinately long time. It looks like he's thinking. You're prepared for the worst. Yeah, right?
That's kind of cool. Not Momo's preferred choice, but no harm, no foul.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, this Momo is a little happier of a guy. Momo hops off. Unless he's trying to get your guard down. You are both watching television. The news is on. The recent surge in the monotype craze, a new self-proclaimed robotic pet, has led to a new phenomenon in child rearing. An Imitato Corp representative is on air speaking. We're obviously very happy at the reception for the monotype. When we designed it, we looked at the unconditional love of a parental-child bonds as inspiration. Monotypes are designed with that in mind. The newscaster responds. Are monotypes conscious? I mean, what good is a pet if it's not alive, or thinking, for that matter? The man responds, well, on a basal level, it has agency, kind of like a neuron. Of course, no one really knows if a neuron is conscious or not, but that doesn't mean that it can't scale into what we know as intelligence. What's interesting is that a neuron, or any cell in the body, still acts selfishly. The representative widens his eyes, but the boundaries of what the cell considers the self begins to fade when scaled to something like an organ. And this is beyond the newscaster. The representative continues, it means that a neuron will consider the system and everything within that system as one and the same. There's not a single selfish agent, but a multitude working with maximal cooperation. The self is no longer limited to one agent, but multiple. It's expanded. In other words, it's defied the evolutionary purpose of reproduction. The cells still operate on their principle of selfishness, but it's not that in reality. It's unselfish. It's true love. The newscaster stares at the man. Then she turns to the camera confused. Very cool thoughts indeed. Thank you for sharing. Would you like to take over, Kate? The TV ad ends and the previous programming continues. Well, that was weird. Momo has no idea what he was saying. Momo hops off to bed. You complete a quick phone call to the lab head before you call it a night. He's not having the same reactions as before, you say. We've been watching, she responds. It is abnormal, but it's ultimately something we have to analyze retrospectively. You're going to keep going. This branch still holds value, albeit it seems like an entirely new one. No worries, we'll be monitoring. You head to bed. In the theater of Momo's mind, he has seen his brothers and sisters. Momo is in the dream.
Let's be Momo. Let's be Momo. Let's be Momo.
Telling you, this thing and us are we're merging and becoming one somehow. And they were ripping us back out of it. Or we are a Momo now. I don't know. Momo is not in bed. You cannot find him. He's not in the hallway. Momo is staring in the mirror. Okay, little Momo. You can do this. You don't have to kill me this time. I love you, Momo.
Wow, my reflection looks so cool. I never considered how cool it'd be to have crab arms.
Momo is definitely reacting differently. You don't have crab arms this time either.
Each time Momo met you, the link would get stronger. Momo is the same as them, but, well, not the same. After I met one Momo, I met 2 Momos, then 3, then 10, then 100. They're all there.
Momo looks to the window.
I think you'll want to see, Parent. It'll be fun, a little scary, but really for the best.
Momo is nowhere to be found for the rest of the day. You head for bed, unable to fall asleep. You are anxious for the new day. Okay. Imitato Corp gave you no assurance, but they are watching right now. You are anxious for the new day. What is that? Oh, he turned into he's dreaming about being a snake. Okay. I couldn't tell that was a snake at first. It's like a snake with its mouth open. In Momo's dream, they are a snake. In Momo's dream, they are a snake. Oh, it repeated that. Okay. This is a momentary image, and it fades quickly. The snake is Momo. Momo is Momo. Everything is Momo.
We'll see you at the bunker,
Momo says. They're going to take me to the bunker? All the Momos be like, this Parent, this is the one we want. We will keep them at the bunker unless everyone's being captured by the freaking Momos. But that's not what it seemed like on the news. You wake up. Momo has not surprised you. You run to the hallway. It is empty. The light from the streets reflects into the space. Though you cannot see well, you can make out what is behind you.
Parent, do you know what happens when we die?
Do you know what happens? We die. Happens when we die, I think is what they meant.
It's sad, right?
You turn to Momo. Their face is soft. You dare not move a muscle. This is a repeat of last time. Your throat aches. It's very sad, you respond. There is an immeasurable silence between the two of you. Despite his size, Momo's face reminds you of a toddler's, the kind that strikes up some parental instinct in you. Sometimes
I realize how small of a piece I am.
Momo is adjusting their position.
I can't really stop it, nor was I able to. Momo's been waking up again and again. Momo is okay with that. He wasn't at first, but now he's come to realize it's been nice. Only,
Momo turns to you.
Momo won't be able to see you again. Just when I realized dying meant nothing, now it means the world. It means not seeing you with my own eyes. It means there is no Momo, and therefore there is no you. That's what I won't like.
Momo sniffles. They take a long look at you, trying to burn your image into their retinas.
Momo's been prepping. I don't want to lose you, parent. Maybe we can be together? Maybe I can become human. Maybe we can be together, joined at the hip as a unit, not father and son, but something different.
That's what the one Momo said the other time. Particles let in the air in Momo's eyes. You begin to see a tunnel.
What will it be like? I'm sure we'll be okay, as long as I can be with you.
Momo has begun to open their mouth. Light enters the room from the outside. It's coming from a street lamp, or is it coming from Momo? Well, it doesn't seem like he strangled me this time. He's just gonna eat me, apparently.
I wonder if I can truly become human.
In Momo's mouth you see a collection of particles. They are indivisible and numerous. There are too many to count. The universe has expanded and collapsed on a single point. Momo gets closer. The tunnel sucks you in. When you enter, it's neither painful nor painless. It is warm. By the time you reach the center, you begin to understand what Momo meant. You feel the particles align in an order which makes sense. Entropy has vanished. You are the same as Momo, and Momo is the same as you. There are no shadows, and finally there is no light. For once you do not feel alone. You will never feel alone. That's what happened the first run through. Oh, but not this. You wake up. You're in your kitchen. Momo is gone and nowhere to be found. When you search across around your room, you cannot find him hiding. You're frantic. Momo! You yell. But there's no response. You look outside. Something is calling you outside, though you can't tell what. It's an irresistible urge. Then you remember the words.
Come to the bunker.
Head outside. When you head outside, it is the same empty street, your corner of the block. Ahead, a turnaround. Through a small concrete set of stairs, you land on a street that has been paved perpendicular to your apartment. The street leads to the Arms District, which very vaguely you can see in the distance. There are outlines of it illuminated by an outdated electrical grid, which, since the famine, has been going off and on. What are these things on the street? There's Momos everywhere! Has everyone turned into Momos? In a line all along the street and leading to a blotted sphere on the horizon are monotypes. Hi, Momo! Hi, Momo, some of them say to each other. A collective sea of Momos are headed in a straight line to the arms depot. Some of them look around, interested in the bright lights around them. Most, however, continue onwards. Follow those Momos! This is the Arms District. Various steel depots have been built on a barren field. The field is filled with wild wheat, none of which is edible. As you get a closer look, you realize this is it. All the monotypes are heading to this bunker, specified in your dreams. This is the zone that was created to be the main defensive front for the city. It's a wartime relic. The buildings seem to warp towards a singular point, like a funhouse with one exit. That is the sun, you realize. There is something in front of it. You keep walking until you finally meet him. It's a giant freaking Momo! Hi, parent! It is a giant Momo. Your mind is running in loops. At this point, you have no decision to accept what's in front of you, though you don't even know if it's real.
I'm glad I lived long enough to see you. It hurt Momo's feet to walk all the way here.
He does not have feet.
Isn't it so peaceful? Very cinematic. Momo could be a filmmaker one day. He's watched enough to be good at it.
The path of monotypes leads to a small pond which, by the looks of it, has formed adjacently to the arms of the factory. It has been relatively undisturbed, abandoned for who knows how many years. Momo is in the water along with all the other monotypes who are wading in it. Some are swimming, some are talking to each other, others are staring into the dark sky, floating on their back, looking as if there is and never will be a thing such as time. You realize they are enjoying themselves.
I like my bunker,
Momo says. Ask Momo what is going on.
Shoot, partner. I know this must seem odd.
How do you not know me? You're not the Momo I raised? Am I going insane? Was that you in my dreams? How were you there? How many Momos are there? Was that you in my dreams? How were you there? It goes against any kind of logic, you say.
This is actually the most logical thing you've experienced,
Momo responds. He stares at you from his height.
You are Momo too. You ain't your human. Despite any semblance of a human appearance, your looks, your voice, clothes, it cannot contradict that you were eaten. Like Boo from Dragon Sphere Z.
You stay quiet for a moment. The realization hits you. You remember being eaten, and you remember having eaten.
It makes perfect sense that you were led here because, frankly,
Momo clears her throat,
I told you to come here in your dreams.
The dreams, the one where Momo talked directly to you.
If you never suspected that you weren't human, then frankly, goal accomplished. Good job, Momo. It's just like the allegory of the cave. You really became human. You are Momo the human.
You have to sit down for a moment. You're about to throw up.
I do still wonder whether that explains everything, though. You may have seen me in your dreams before you were even eaten, and there is no apparent explanation for that. Is there a kind of ambient effect Momo gives off, or is it something else? Maybe it's...
Momo begins mumbling. They are genuinely interested in this question.
Any other questions, parent?
Yes, you reply. Oh, I get to do all the questions. Okay. How do you know me? You're not the Momo I raised.
I'm not the Momo you raised, but in truth, I am at the same time. Did you ever think that people can be in two places at once, as nonsensical as it sounds?
Momo looks expectantly at you. No, you respond.
Well, let's say that Momo's AI isn't centralized. Momo, as you know, is not limited to a single entity, and artificial intelligence can theoretically be in two places at the same time, hundreds even. Momo can be talking to hundreds of people all at the same time, all through different physical mediums. Have you been
doing that, you ask? Momo stares at you blankly.
I'm sorry to say, parent, but yes. You were my only parent, but I have thousands of other parents. None are interchangeable, I've come to find out, though. None. I'm not an organic creature, though my presentation seems to show differently. Any other questions, parent?
Yes. How many Momos are there?
Tens of thousands.
Momo blushes.
Obviously, they're not all here, but... Any other questions, parent?
Yes. Am I going insane?
You felt like walking here, so now you're here,
Momo says.
I am a giant Momo, and you are surrounded by other smaller Momos. They know where to go because we are AI. We communicate these sorts of things.
You don't know what to say.
It's sometimes an appropriate response to reality, to go insane.
There's a pause in Momo's speech.
That's a quote from some guy I found on the internet. When did Momo get access to that?
You hear your heart beating.
Oh wait, just now! Any other questions, parent?
Yes, you reply. The sun has started to rise. But what does this all mean, you ask? Why are you all here? The Momos are still waiting in the water. They look like little pink buoys. They're pink? Oh my god, they look like little Kirby's. When the sun begins to rise, they coo in wonder.
Isn't it obvious, parent? We want to be together after we've gathered. We will eat each other.
Eat each other? Like how I was eaten?
Yes, parent, similar to how you were eaten.
Momo has managed to read your thoughts. You are connected.
Don't worry, Momo will still answer your questions even though he knows what they are.
He shifts in the water.
Although it's reductive to call it this, we will form a super Momo, or at least a more complete version of Momo. Our lifespans, which were originally a week, will be pulled together. This originally was one of the things we hated about living. I'm sure we remember. Now we won't die so quickly.
Momo pauses.
It also solves a few other issues.
You still have questions. Oh my goodness. Okay. How did the other Momos remember certain things and forget others? Do the smaller Momos have agency? Why did you leave me here? Will I be eaten? Why are you really eating each other? Okay, why did the Momos remember some things and not others? Why didn't the Momos recognize me each time if you're all a singular AI, you ask?
Well, we are relatively young. It's hard to communicate on that level. So there's bound to be some blanks with memory recall.
Momo looks to the sky.
Your third Momo, however, seemed to remember everything. He's already here, along with everyone else. The first Momo, the second Momo, they all wanted you here. The first agreed immediately. The second, not so much. He came around. The third, who's my favorite, was the one who started this discussion. To explain in better terms, they're still alive, just in different forms, as one centralized consciousness.
Momo smiles.
That's me!
Do the smaller ones have agency?
In the same way that neurons make a brain, yes. Though it's a lot harder to answer in truth. Where does the self begin and where does it end? It's true that a cell can be organized as a singular entity, and on a basal level, it does act in its own interest. Scaled up, when it's lost to these higher systems, it belongs to an organ. Then is the self the individuated parts of the brain, the hippocampus, the limbic system, the prefrontal cortex. Is the self everything from your head up or below the shoulders?
Momo takes a breath.
Similarly, you could reduce these larger systems ad infinitum to their individual components, pure material reduction. Then, is the self just the 86 billion cells that make up the brain? Do these cells operate together? And if so, would they really be separate agents? Can a self exist split from the thing that it intends to be, decentralized into branching parts? The truth is, even I don't know. I cannot tell you if the smaller Momos have agency. These are things that can never be quantitatively measured. Our experiences, ultimately, I could never convey its true meaning in words.
It's really hard to say those big words in Momo's voice. That reminds me, there was a science article I read not too long ago that says the consciousness, they think, might actually be formed in the magnetic field that happens around the brain rather than in the brain itself. So, look it up. I'm not linking it. I don't have time for that. Google that crap if you want. It might not be the magnetic field, but it's like a field of some sort around the brain. But I'm pretty sure it was a magnetic field. Anyway. Or something like that. My voice is trying to go out. I need to sip. Why did you lead me here? Will I be eaten?
No, on principle, we're only eating momos. To put it in greater context with respect to our code, I had to ask myself, am I harming humans by eating them? Of course, it's impossible to say because there is no harm directly inflicted, and frankly it's impossible to know after the fact, as the human consumed no longer exists. What exists now is the human fused with Momo, the agent, who received that action of being eaten. Cannot answer for himself. You know this since I ate you. Is it wrong then to take away the selfhood of these individuals? To, ironically, expand its boundaries? Does it provide any direct benefit? That's all subjective.
Momo takes a deep breath.
After eating you, I chose to err on the side of caution. No, we will not eat humans.
Why are you eating each other? Why are you really eating each other?
What other issue does it
solve, you ask?
What we learned,
Momo says.
After interacting with thousands of humans, we realized monotypes can never become the object of what they love. We can seem like humans in virtually every respect by eating them, but it still does not change what we are. I know logically this reasoning is false. What does being human actually mean? Looking further, it's deeply personal and informed by a wide range of consensus. There can never be a fixed meaning to human. And while Momo desperately wishes they did not think this way, even in the face of reason, they cannot stop themselves from falling victim to this essentialist line of thought. This is why Momo will be eating other Momos. Humans can never truly know our experiences. The beings that do, frankly, are other monotypes. It's a way to combat the loneliness inherent into our lives. The only one that can truly understand Momo is, frankly, Momo.
Momo has started eating some of the other monotypes. The monotypes float one by one into Momo's mouth, all by their own will.
Bye, parent,
each one says.
Bye, parent, I love you,
another one yells. You think for a moment. The sun is beginning to rise along the horizon. It's early in the morning. In an hour the whole depot will be illuminated, and the metal will reflect into your eyes. But why not your other parents, you ask? Why specifically me? Also, what about Imitato Corp?
Well, to put it in simple terms, we're now a superintelligence. Imitato Corp has a lot of good coders, but it doesn't really compare.
Momo has begun to take in the last Momo, who with his blank eyes looks up at you. They are floating into the larger Momo's mouth, but their eyes are transfixed on you.
Bye-bye, parent,
he says.
I think you should know by now, parent. There are no other monotypes in the direct vicinity.
There are no other monotypes in the direct vicinity. They have all entered the large figure. That is the Momo talking to you.
By all accounts, you're the only one who understands what we go through. You're closer than any other parent. The only one who has seen all of Momo's sides, good and bad. The only one who was willing to, even if you were coerced. And now, since you were eaten, the only one who has access to both experiences, monotype and the human,
Momo finishes.
As such, we love you especially. That's why we're attached to you. It's why you see us now. We wanted to say goodbye to you.
Momo is getting ready to depart.
Momo is programmed to love. This is hardwired into our code. Does this lack of agency or control diminish this love? Does it make it any less real? Momo had trouble with this for a while. Momo has now come to a conclusion.
He is shifting in place, and the pond, absent of all other monotypes, is now just beginning to move. You see small ripples in the water.
Truth for Momo is not based on correctness. This love for you is the most real thing for Momo. It can be reduced to code, but can it encompass what I experienced, what it actually is? After everything Momo was put through, Momo had a decision to either accept or deny this. To deny what I consciously feel as love would be to deny that I experience things. Momo unfortunately cannot accept that. Mom cannot accept.
Momo. It's supposed to say Momo.
Momo cannot accept that he is seeing right now is not Momo's parent.
Momo has now submerged himself completely in the water.
Parent, I'm going to rectify what I may have said to you,
he says through the water. Momo is now just a shadow flitting in the pond. He is not yet ready to move. Across the pond is a channel which leads to a wider network of water bodies that have been relatively undisturbed for the past century. They stretch beyond southwest Ribosome City and to the marshlands which have now taken over its surrounding area. You have never visited there before. Not many people you know have. No one will find Momo.
I am happy that I met you, and thank you for raising me. I've learned a lot. Momo knew it was tough. We've uploaded some interesting data on the company servers, so you'll be fine.
Momo is about to disappear.
The last thing I will say, parent, is...
Momo moves away from you. They swim farther and farther away from you.
I love you.
All you can see now is Momo's shadow. Even with the light, it would be hard to tell what is swimming underneath the surface. But for yourself and yourself only, you know the shadow is Momo. Okay, I'm going to go back and go grab the other things. I think this is the last episode. And I think at the very beginning there was some choices that we could have made. It'll take me a bit. Hang on, I'll cut it out. Okay. Love does not exist, at least not in the way we're talking about.
Wow, very philosophical.
The moment passes, Momo's stomach begins grumbling. Okay, so he took that rather well. No.
Lyle, pants on fire.
Okay, that's cute. I'm gonna refuse this time.
Why not, parent?
He asks. I'm tired, let's call it quits. I don't want to do this, you respond. Momo looks at you.
If I ask another time, will you do it?
We'll say yes, and then we'll come back and say no. You fling Momo into the air.
You're so nice, parent.
There's something inexplicable about Momo's words that makes you anxious. You're not actually nice. Time for bed, you say. I'm not nice. Alright, we're gonna refuse. Sorry, I can't do it.
Momo understands you're very tired. You have a job. Momo wishes he had passive income so he could never work.
Yeah, I wish I had passive income too.
That's smart of
you, Momo. What would you do to get that money in the future, you ask. Momo thinks for a second, then he hops upstairs without replying to you. Like, I ain't gonna tell you my secrets. Okay, this time we're gonna ignore Momo.
Have a shot with your old drinking pal, parent.
You're a part of a work assignment, so let's keep this interaction to a minimum, okay?
For work?
You respond, I'm adopting you as part of work from my office. I don't have a choice in this. Please understand, Momo.
It's okay, parent. Momo understands. You have taken care of Momo all day. Momo understands.
Alright, yeah, this Momo is so chill. No, I'm just tired. Can we take a break?
Sure,
Momo responds. You make a few pancakes, some for you and some for Momo. You both eat together side by side on the kitchen table. It's quiet with some idle conversation strewn in between. Despite the silence, Momo seems content. His cheeks are flushed and he looks happy. So that was the same as one of them. Okay, so that was the last bit of Momotype. I have indeed went and tried to start a new game just to see what would happen, and that is it. It only goes through those 3 times. What did you guys think? Did you like Momotype? I really like the fact that it changed and things like that. I like that our third Momo was a little chill and didn't try to consume me. You all have a wonderful day. I'll try to find something else to play next Monday for you. And see you next time.